Thank you. Mr. Kang'ombe.
Madam Chairperson, I want to thank you most sincerely for the opportunity to make a few comments, and I'll restrict my submission today to the issue pertaining to the Legal Aid Board and the Legal Aid Fund, which I think is appearing under Ministry of Justice. Madam Chairperson, even as we debate these two heads together, I want each one of us to remember that we are here to allocate money towards heads that will impact positively on our people. One of the challenges that many Zambians face, and I think that it's quite common in all the 156 constituencies, Madam Chairperson, is the issue to do with access to justice. And one of the ways in which our Zambian citizens can get access to justice is if they have legal representation. Madam Chairperson, I've had an opportunity to seek legal assistance in various cases that I've had, political and whatever reasons, and I can confidently say that it is expensive in Zambia to actually hire a lawyer. It is extremely expensive, Madam Chairperson, for an ordinary citizen out there who has a grievance with any ministry or with any labor matter or any personal issue to actually get a lawyer. If I were to ask how many Zambians today can access legal services from a private legal firm, Madam Chairperson, it is practically impossible. What normally happens eventually is that we have Zambians who end up losing out on claiming things that they are entitled to. As I continue to debate, Madam Chairperson, I note that Honorable Minister for SME is making noise. As I continue to debate, I note that the Minister for Education is also here, and my quality of debate is being affected, Madam Chairperson, because now I'm curious to know what they are discussing as I debate. So, Madam Chairperson, should I continue debating?
Mr. Kang'ombe, you are debating through the chair, not through other people in the House. If you can just concentrate your debate through the chair.
Yes, my line of thought, Madam Chairperson.
Yes, just don't mind about the people in the House. So, just concentrate on your debate.
So, Madam Chairperson, I wanted to emphasize a point that Zambians do not have the capacity to afford lawyers. There are too many Zambians, Madam Chairperson, who fail to hire a lawyer. Now, in this budget, we are allocating 52 million kwacha. The 52 million kwacha that we are allocating, Madam Chairperson, to an institution that is very critical. The institution we are discussing is the Legal Aid Board. The current 52 million that has been put in the 2023 budget, Madam Chairperson, is not adequate. And in most cases, when we stand to contribute to these heads, Madam Chairperson, our desire is that what we say is taken on board. What will happen over the next couple of years is that some of us will stop debating these heads when they come, because sometimes what we say is not considered. So here we are, Madam Chairperson. There's a serious observation by so many members that money towards certain sectors is not adequate. So here I'm suggesting, Madam Chairperson, that to allow Zambians to have access to legal representation, we need to empower the Legal Aid Board. And my proposal, Madam Chairperson, is that the 52 million kwacha that the Ministry of Finance has allocated to the Ministry of Justice towards the Legal Aid Board is not adequate. And I know very well that many of us who've had an opportunity to receive phone calls from our respective constituencies, we hear citizens complain that they can't go to court because they don't have the capacity to hire a lawyer. It is easy for all of us who are seated here to promise a lawyer will pay after I win the case, maybe because we have an income. But, Madam Chairperson, this institution called the Legal Aid Board is supposed to provide legal representation to the people in Kaputa, to the people in Kawompo, to the people in Kamfinsa, to the people in Shuangandu who cannot afford a lawyer. So when I look at 52 million kwacha, Madam Chairperson. And I'm looking at 116 districts where one worker has been fired and he wants to take the matter to court and he can't get a lawyer. I'm wondering what the 52 million will do. So I stand here, Madam Chairperson, appealing to both the Minister of Finance, appealing to the Minister of Justice, and I'm happy that our Honor the Vice President is here, that the money we have given, 52 million, to create institutional support, Madam Vice President, to an institution that is supposed to give legal representation to our young men and women and the elderly who can't afford a lawyer, Madam Vice President, is not enough. I'm speaking passionately about this matter because, Madam Chairperson, when I had an opportunity to serve as mayor of Kitwe, every day I would receive people coming to my office telling me we can't go to court because we can't afford a lawyer. When you refer them to the Legal Aid Board, Madam Chairperson, would be told they do not have enough lawyers to represent those people. I'm aware that each one of us here has probably received a phone call from the constituency asking that we need to be assisted with legal representation. And when I look at the legal fees for most of the lawyers that we have in Zambia, Madam Chairperson, our people can't afford legal representation. I want to appeal both to the left, to the right, that the 52 million we've put in the budget is not enough. And even before we approve this money, Madam Chairperson, I request that we adjust the figure, we give them a little bit more money so that all these officers for the Legal Aid Board could have adequate lawyers, could have adequate infrastructure, could have the vehicles to go out there and confirm that indeed in Mumbwa there's this issue that needs legal representation. Yes, you can say question, but I know very well that your people need legal representation. And I know you can afford a lawyer, but our people out there can't afford a lawyer. So, Madam Chairperson, as I debate the provision to the Ministry of Justice, as I support the allocation, I request that we adjust the figure specifically for the Legal Aid Board so that we can give them more lawyers, we can give them more transport, and we can give them more infrastructure to be able to represent our people. I thank you, Madam Chairperson.